there, good morning. We're the Highwaymen, and I am Jason. I nearly said I'm Steve. I am Jason. I don't know what was going through my head then.
Steve.
I'm nearly Steve.
You were nearly Steve there for a minute. Well, if you're Steve, I'm Jason. And anyway, it doesn't really matter which of us is which, because between us, we are the Highwaymen.
And I don't think
And
people
Jay,
particularly care anyway. People probably don't even care.
I don't think they do.
People who watched, probably seen our videos 2 or 3 times, think still don't remember their names. But anyway.
Like Ant and Dec, which one's which? The only reason you know is because they always stand. Ant is always on the left, and Dec is always on the right.
Never knew that. Never knew that.
Really, yeah, there you go. Fun fact. So, Jay, what are we talking about today in this wonderful economic climate that we find ourselves in?
We're obviously, with all the cost of living and all the rest of it, we're talking about the war in Ukraine. Is it profitable? And I think the answer is definitely yes. It's been very profitable for people. When it all first kicked off, and then the sanctions came in with Russia, and it was all in the news saying, we're gonna obviously prices of oil and gas are going to go through the roof or go up because we need to support Ukraine, and everyone was like, we know what it's the least we can do is have a little bit of pain to aid Ukraine in whatever way we can, and we've suffered the pain, and we are suffering the pain. However, certain companies, they're not having any pain at all. They're having a frigging party,
having a marvelous time. Shell, for example,
what
an extortionate profit that they've just posted, and I can't remember the exact, but is it 35 billion or something absolutely ridiculous?
Well, it's double on the previous year. Okay. So we know that the cost is going to go up because obviously, the supply and demand and all the rest of it. But they are profiteering off the war, basically. That's all it can be said. They are profiteering off the war. Once they've realised, well, they knew anyway, I guess, but, we are addicts to their product. We aren't going to say we don't need it. We are going to say we don't care what the price is. We need it, we want it, we're going to have it, and their sales haven't changed at all, still going through the roof, and it's costing dearly. Everybody is suffering, and shareholders of Shell, shareholders of Centrica, they're all rubbing their hands because they're getting such massive bonuses.
Yeah. Do you know what, Jay? That's really interesting. We are addicts of. You're absolutely right. Now, just before we came on air, we always have a chat about how our week's been. And Pickle, my 50-year-old Volkswagen camper van, broke down. It was nothing serious. You'll all be relieved to learn. So don't go panicking or losing sleep. It was a fuel pump. Pickle's got quite a few mods, and it's an electronic external fuel pump. Nevertheless, it meant I was without her for just about a week and a half. And it made me walk. And I walked to the train station because normally I just drive to the train station and park. And you know what? I've got to honestly say, I've had a really lovely week. I feel loads better for it. So it's about a 15 to 20-minute walk to the train station for me. And there's been a couple of occasions where Pam said, "Oh, I'll come and pick you up." But you know what? I'm really enjoying this walk. So there's heaps to be said for actually leaving your car at home for a day or two and find another way of getting into work. Get your bicycle out, have a walk, get on the train. I tell you, absolutely. It's been a bit of an epiphany for me this week.
So will this continue then with you walking now? You got the van back?
Don't be stupid. No, it will. No, it will. In all fairness, it absolutely will. But sorry, I digressed a little bit there, of course, going off of the topic. Jay, can you answer me a question?
Sure.
So I always understood that, and I'm always happy to be contradicted. 70% of our fuel, and I'm not talking about petrol, I'm talking about housing fuel, gas, natural gas, and all that sort of stuff. 70% of it came from Russia. So where is it now suddenly coming from? Because this is my fear. Have the prices been hiked up and it's still coming from the same source, but we're paying them more money to fuel Russia's war machine? Do you see what I mean?
Well,
or have they suddenly found
think
another. Oh, there we are. Look, we'll have that one instead. Oh, look at bloody hell! Look, there's a lump there in Shetland. We'll have that for a little while.
Well, I think we stockpile it. We do stockpile it anyway.
Gas?
Yeah, have you never seen these? I don't know. I never knew about this until someone told me about it. And there's one in Elston. You ever seen these big like metal structures that just don't seem to do anything? It's like a huge metal sort of dome. Imagine like an upside down mug with no handle, and it's just metal,
Right.
like a metal frame. And I've seen them in London. There's one in Leicester on Elston Road. And one of my clients said to me once, he said, I bought this house down Elston Road and it had beautiful views, and I woke up one morning and it was gone. And apparently this metal structure is like a huge bag in it, or some sort of thing that fills with gas. And actually what happens is that the gas goes and it supplies, and it slowly comes down and down and down and down and down, and then it goes up and up and up. And I've seen them as I drove through London before. And they're actually gas storage facilities. And that's what they actually store the gas for the area. So there is an element of storage that we had. I know they were sort of saying about we were going to run out of storage because we're going to use it all because we were going to use the stored gas, and they were saying if the cold weather went on too long, we'd struggle with supply. So I think there's still some coming out of Russia, but I've got to think that utilities, gas and petrol in Russia must be dirt cheap, because if they're still producing at the level they have been producing, then it's got to be dirt cheap. Although I believe, and I don't know whether this goes back before Russia kind of opened up a bit more, that all the gas used to be free in Russia.
It was.
Because they used to say in the middle of winter, you'd see people with the windows open because the heating was always on full. And the only way to cool off in the hot weather was to turn the heating, open the windows and let the heating out.
It's true, as is their hot water. So their houses aren't like yours and mine with a boiler and you do your own thing.
Yeah.
There are massive buildings in the middle of the cities and the towns that heat all the water and heat all the and it is then pumped. Yeah, that hot water
so it comes out of the tap hot, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's brilliant. So that is pumped directly to all the houses and the apartments, and it's going 24 hours a day. And unless that big plant shuts down, you've always got heating and hot water.
Wow.
So brilliant, I think.
But it shows, we're so reliant, in the cold weather, you're going to have your heat, you're going to have hot water, you're going to have your heating on. Although I will confess that as we turned ours down a degree this year, and we
take one on the chin. Take one.
Oh no, we just thought we'll turn it down and see how we fare. And we fared pretty well, to be honest. It's just a case of just getting used to it. Well, it's never cold in our house, let me say. And I'm very fortunate. We've got dual zone heating in our house as well, so we can have the upstairs on and the downstairs off, or vice versa.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a bit more efficient. But I think it's just kind of about thinking about your efficiencies. And again, everyone's been told let's all have electric cars now because they're so much cheaper to run. No, they're not. Not anymore.
I just got rid of mine, Jay. Got rid of mine in October, as you know.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I'm glad I had mine when I had it.
Yes.
Because I think I did, if I'm honest, go through the best of it. If you remember, that's when all the fuel prices got, no one could get petrol because there was the E10 freaking kick off. And then prices went through the roof, and then you couldn't get it. And electricity was still at a reasonable price then. So I was quite smug. But that smugness didn't last for very long.
No.
And so no, I am absolutely chuffed to bits it's gone.
So we were paying, 2 years ago, we were paying for diesel, I was paying about £1.20 a litre. I think it's about 4 litres to the gallon. So that's 4.
Well, as near as damn it 5. There's 4.75 litres to a gallon.
So, okay. So in dollars, for any of our American friends, so that's about what, for about $5, probably about $5.50 a gallon.
Back then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, probably a bit more. Probably about $7 a gallon, I would have said.
So now we're paying £1.70 a litre for diesel. So that will be 5 times 17. Math 16.
That's probably nearer
about
sort of
$10.
nine to $10 for a gallon now.
For a gallon. I mean, that is what we pay for our, and of course the government are making extra money off that because the VAT that they get. You know, a massive amount of you know, a lot of our fuel is not just VAT; it's the tax on the fuel as well. So the government are actually rubbing their hands anyway. So they're not going to do anything. But I think there should be a point where companies are not allowed to make so much money. I think. I mean, I believe in capitalism and all the rest of it.
Tax.
No,
they don't even pay tax. No. Most of these because they're all freaking giving backhanders to the government. Yeah. They're shoving stuff in their pocket. Yeah. So, whoa, well done. Yeah, you carry on turning over and bloody posting profits of very eye-watering amounts of money. Yeah. And how much tax? None. Don't you worry about that. We'll keep taking care of that. Thank you very much indeed. That'll go in there. It's disgusting. I'm just going to go back to your towers that you've just told me about, because you know how my head works. So if that was already full of gas, it's already been bought and paid for before all the prices went up. So who is now getting that extra money? Yeah, the government.
Yeah, I think it's just poor taste. You know, people will, you know, freeze to death because they can't afford the heating on. That will happen. The economy, I think, is going to nosedive massively. I mean, there was that survey this week. We were the worst economy in the whole of the world, I think, was it? Even worse than Russia. You know, Russia, who can't get anything at the moment, who's supposed to be the worst. We are actually we're worse than they are. I mean,
there are third world countries, Jay, that are prospering better than we
are. And I saw something the other day, and again, I don't know how true it was, but it was comparing monthly or yearly outgoings of utility bills in Britain compared to the rest of Europe, and we were massively, like 4 times higher. And again, I don't know whether that's true, whether someone just put that together to try and get a few likes and shares and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, I might do a little bit of a survey on Facebook of my foreign friends to find out how their utility bills are, because over here they're saying that our utility bills, I think the average was somewhere around about £100 a month prior to all this kicking off. And they're saying that by the end of this year, it'll be somewhere around the region of £500 a month. And that's a mortgage, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of money. A lot of money.
That's just ridiculous.
And what it's going to do, is going to kill the economy completely. So people won't be eating out, people won't be going on holiday, people won't be going out for drinks, people won't be buying clothes, and ultimately it's going to attack everybody, and even the fuel companies that are making all the money. Eventually it's going to bite them in the arse.
I have a prediction, okay? And this is my prediction. Everybody with their lovely cars and everything else, I'm going to give it 20 years, and the only way we're going to move whatever vehicle is out there, be it electric, be it petrol, be it whatever, is to strap a bloody horse in front of it. And I honestly think you're going to see E-Class Mercedes-Benz being pulled along by a freaking Shire horse or something. Probably, like that.
Because it'd be cheaper to run.
I honestly do. It's scandalous. And I think now we're at the point where the government know full well they're never going to get it again. That's it. They've blown it. So they're just raking in as much. It's like they're hell bent on destroying as much as they can before they bugger off. And so is war profitable? It absolutely is. And the people that are making all the money, I think, want to keep driving it, pushing the war, driving the war, to be able to increase their profits as much as they possibly can do. What the hell happened to humanitarianism? In fact, what has happened to humanitarianism? We just seem to be the most selfish bunch of bastards that I have ever freaking had the misfortune to meet. We're horrible, absolutely horrible. What a race of wankers. Quite frankly, maybe we should all be freaking nuked and start again.
I mean, look at the Shell executives. You know, you can see them all with their, you know, many homes and their private jets and all the rest of it, whatever else they've got, while people are literally struggling to feed their families. You know,
it is absolutely awful. So, okay, hypothetical question, right? So let's say you were one of those bosses. Let's just say you're the CEO of Shell, right? And on an obscene amount of money. Are you telling me you wouldn't have a nice jet if you could? Are you telling me you wouldn't bugger off to New York for
To be honest with
breakfast?
you, well, I mean, let's flip it the other way. I mean, you know, if I won, we had this conversation before. If you want to go back to one of our earlier videos about winning the lottery, you know, if I won the lottery, would I suddenly start? You know, if I won a 500 million on the lottery, would I suddenly start? You know, going around in a private jet on all my holidays? Would I start? You know, having huge collections of Rolexes and gold-plated Lamborghinis and all this kind of stuff? I wouldn't. I'm just not that desperate to impress everybody by doing that. Would it be nice to go on a private jet if I had the opportunity? If I won that sort of money, would I do it? I probably would do it once. But you know, I don't think I've got that mentality.
But it's different. It's different, right? Winning the lottery, your life is changed in an instant. It's a whole different thing, and it's there, and it's an in the moment thing, and you reap the rewards of it, and you do whatever you. And I know I've known you for years. You are a very ethical person, and I have no doubt whatsoever that what you say is absolutely true. I know it. However, if you were earning every single month, and bear in mind the position that you're in, sat in the penthouse. This is your office suite, incidentally. And all your minions around you and all the other stuff that's going on, you have a certain image to maintain. So it's not like if you win the lottery, you could say, well, do you know what? I'm just going to buy a freaking caravan, dump it at Cleethorpes and go and live my days out there. Happy days. No one's going to judge you any differently. If you were the CEO of Shell and said, do you know what? I'm going to go and buy a caravan at Cleethorpes and live in there. You wouldn't be the CEO for very long. I guarantee you wouldn't.
No, because you've got an image to maintain, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, having never been a CEO of a company like Shell, although I will say I am open to offers if anyone's out there. You know, I'm in the market at this point in time, so you know I'd happily put myself forward. I do want the corner penthouse office, bear in mind, with the nice views and the private jet on hold, just in case I wanted to go to McDonald's for my lunch.
And Spider-Man
quickly,
wallpaper.
And Spider-Man wallpaper, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Goes without saying. So, yeah, it's a very, you know, it's never going to happen. I'm never with the CEO of Shell. And I'm sure going into that industry is a long, long road. And probably, if you've ever watched the Dallas back in the 80s and the Ewings, you're part of the family before you even start. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know it works, but you know, I just think I think generally speaking, you know, all the multi-billionaires that we've got these days, you know, it's all quite unethical, really. The fact that
hugely.
They said that if there was a group of animals and you know, a family of foxes or something, and seven of them were starving, and one of them hoarded all the money, all the food, and was fat, they would you know, look at that fox as being something wrong with it, you know, whereas human beings do it all the time. You know, we do it for each other. So anyway,
we're horrible. Honestly,
so war is profitable. War is profitable. It needs to be stopped. People need to have some kind of ethics and decide to, you know, we're making too much money. We need to give some back, and we need to lower the price of the fuel. We need to lower the price of the gas, and we need to help people as small people on the bottom who are desperate for our next fix of gas or petrol or electricity.
So Jay and I are thinking about starting our own political party, and this is what we pledge. We're going to do this. So the big bucks are going to be ploughed back in, aren't they? And start to sow the seeds again. What do you reckon, mate? Vote for us.
Vote for us, definitely. I tell you, it is a great idea, right? To somebody to come up with, you know, obviously people are more obese and all the rest of it, and we're always trying to encourage people to exercise and all that. Why not have, when you're building these new houses, put an exercise bike in that's geared to the electricity, so you can actually generate your own.
I wonder how
much you have to pedal.
How about this? Brilliant. I love that. How about this? So you know these gas holding tanks that you're talking about. Why not put one of those in every farmer's field? All the cows can go and poo and whatever else they're doing there. Give them methane. that'd fill that up as well, wouldn't it?
That's true, but I think how you're gonna need to permanently attach pipes to their bottoms to generate the. Saying that, you could probably just do it to every bloke in the country. Really, you could probably all generate our own methane, couldn't we?
We've overloaded the grid, Captain.
Yeah. When you get to bed, you just get the pipe, you just whack it up your backside. So when you're asleep, you don't even know you're making it.
And then blame the wife, obviously.
Although when you're doing the cooking the following day, it's going to be a bit of a nasty after smell, isn't it? As you're as you heating up your peas, you know. And God knows what the chicken's going to taste like if you've got a gas oven.
Cooking your eggs in the morning with last night's vindaloo, it's not
going to work, is it? Not going to work, is it? Anyway, shall we leave that one there?
I think we should. Is it profitable? Is war profitable? Of course it freaking well is.
Yeah,
it is. I suppose in reality it has been since the invention of war. But
I think actually, I think what they should do is take these huge profits and give them to Ukraine to support the war effort.
Totally agree.
Good idea. Now, I hope you like the video, but before you go, you need to press the bell. You need to like and you need to subscribe. And then you'll see us next time. Thanks very much for watching.
Good to see everyone. Have a great time. See you later. Bye.